What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So, as you come into the building, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button, hit the thumbs up button to make sure you help the channel out. So, as you come in, hit the like button, you guys. Um, also, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me perfectly fine. Is the audio good? Now, bear with me, y'all. I'm trying something new with this vertical thing. So I'm just trying something new for a minute to see something. So just bear with me with that. Hopefully you guys can hear me perfectly fine. 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream. Shout out to everybody in the building that I can see. I see Lorenzo Redmond. What's going on Lorenzo? Ryan Wedlow, Kevin from Brooklyn. What's going on, Kevin? Charles Green, King Bob 111, Explorer 63, Eric Stiegel, John Tell. What's going on? Stoic 1. John Baylor Jr. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to you all. And everybody watching. So everybody watching, thank you so much for being here. So you guys see the title, Bitter Baby Mamas Are Ruining Their Sons and Their Daughters. So we back with some more hyena talk, you guys, because I think it's necessary to point these things out to hopefully hopefully get a change or get something going where people realize the errors of their ways and hopefully make some changes to better their situations and their circumstances, especially when it comes to relationships and communities. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I have a few clips I want to share with you guys. So make sure you are chiming in the chat. Make sure you are liking the stream as well. What's going on, David Morrow? Thank you so much for being here. Robbie, thank you so much for being here as well. So the reason I wanted to bring up this topic is because, first off, I saw a clip of a man, and I'll play that for you guys in a second, where he was talking about his mother and how he felt about her, and how oftentimes we don't focus on the women in the relationships. That's why I talk about it so much, because so much of the focus has always been on the men and not the women, as if they just didn't play a part at all. You know what I'm saying? And so it takes two to tango. So you have a responsibility as the woman in the relationship just as much as the man. Your choices, your lack thereof, your attitude, everything that comes with you has a part to play when you are in a relationship. It's not just all the men. And that's the narrative that's always being pushed, the men. And so I'm here to say, no, it's not always just the men. It's not always the men. It's the women too. So we have to think about how women play a part in relationships and what it does to the children who are involved and what those children turn into. This is why we say it is a single mother epidemic. And the children that these individuals are bringing into the world in these broken homes usually or typically, and the stats support it, show that a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them turn to crime, end up in jail because they didn't have a stable household. And unfortunately, a lot of women don't see it as an unstable household. They don't see it as a broken home. They see it as, if I have money and I can raise my child by myself, not understanding the psychological deficits that a lot of these children face when they don't have two parents in the household, when they don't have their fathers or their homes are broken. So they don't look at that aspect of it, and they're not concerned about that, and they're not focused on that. They just think that, oh, if I have the money, the finances are enough for me to raise the child by myself. And oftentimes we see that is not the best choice for the children. So, and we know this is a fact. It is not just something that's made up or something I'm just saying. It's a fact. So we have to start emphasizing the focus of a two-parent household, a stable, healthy two-parent household with mother and fathers in the home, teaching their sons and daughters how to be young ladies and young men. and growing up and then creating their families in stable households as well. Because we know the statistics show single mothers usually raise single mothers, and they continue that cycle, and it just continue on because that's what they see, that's what they know, and that's what they follow. So that's where we are with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. I want to get your thoughts. Decky play-by-play says Trump 2024. Oh my God! Look, there's so much going on, y'all, with Trump and all that. I'm just like, is this man going to jail? What is going on? Because that's a whole nother topic. What is going on? There's so much with that. I could scream, but yeah. Let's stick to the topic. Let's go ahead and play the clip. I want to get your thoughts on this one. Here we go.
Of a bitter baby mama. My mama was a bitter baby mama to the max. My mama hated my dad so much until she hated me. She pushed him away, but she kept herself out of my life also. When I first realized that my mom was a bitter baby mama, that was devastating to me, because oftentimes men get labeled a deadbeat, but if you look at it, my mama was a deadbeat because of what she did and the angle she took. Because when you go that route, you really beat your kid out of both parents, because you push the dad's gone, and the kid can't really get the true mom because she has so much hatred and bitterness and anger in her. So she couldn't really. So if you ask me, my mom really couldn't love me like she should have, because she had no room in her heart for me, because she replaced it with the same anger that she had for my dad. So, and I haven't seen her talk to my mom this year. My spirit doesn't connect with her. I never think about my mom. I never miss her. She never comes up in my mind, and I know I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. So ladies, when you go down this route, as a single parent, and if you have anger towards towards the father of your kids, I want you to think about me, because what my mom did, it changed the whole course of my life. The person you see is a result of what she did.
Now that's interesting, and once again, this is not shocking. This is what we see. We see a lot of times. So for women who complain about the type of men that they're dating, the type of men that are out there, and then you look at who raised them, this is where they lose focus. This is where they tend to not want to go. You don't want to go to the root of the issue. You want to focus on the deadbeat dads. They weren't around, but you don't talk about the deadbeat mothers. You don't talk about the mothers who pushed the fathers away and didn't want to have the father in the son's lives because she was bitter and angry that, they somehow you want these men who you just were having a good time with to just step up and be with you. A lot of these women decide on whether they want their children to be in their father's lives based on the fact that he don't want to be with them. So if he don't want to be in a relationship with you, then you penalize the children, thinking that you're going to somehow be looked at as the victor in all of this. Like you're going to be looked at as the winning parent, the preferred parent, because this is where the sympathy comes in, where you tell your kids, you know what, I'm a single mother and I'm doing the best I can to raise my kids. And you want the children to see you as such. But a lot of times they don't, because they really lack their, having their father in their lives. So what you do is you end up hurting the child. The child end up having resentment towards you. And then a lot of these women don't want to have anything to do with the child because because the children are not taking their side. It's a big childish game that a lot of these women are playing. And, it's just sad because you're playing with these children. These children didn't ask to come here. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into. They didn't know what they were born into. And so I think a lot of women hate to acknowledge this part because it takes them out of a victim mode. They're not the victims anymore. You know what I mean? When you look at the fact that you kept the children away from their fathers on purpose because he didn't want to be with you, when that's not something that you require. You didn't require a man, you just wanted to have fun. So you wanted to have fun. And then when this man did realize how crazy you were and said, you know what, I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be with you. I'll raise my child. I'll take care of my child. They become bitter, angry, and mad. And so what do? Use the child against him. So if you don't want to be me, you ain't seen your child. I've seen several stories of this where women did this. And then when the children became teenagers and start acting out and getting in trouble, now this lady kept her son away from the father for years until the child became a teenager, damn near adult. And then he started getting into trouble. Then she looked up the dad, talking about she can't do nothing with him. He need a man in his life because you don't know what to do. You think? See, it's not a problem until it's a problem. It's not a problem until it becomes a problem. Now you want to look somewhere else for somebody to help you out. This is where you want other men in the community to come in and help you raise your badass teenagers who are acting out and getting into trouble and going to jail. See, that's why the stats are what they are, because those, especially these young men, they start to act out because they didn't have any structure there. They didn't have a father to teach them what it is to be a man, or how to be a man. So she washed her hands of them because she don't know what to do. How many times we've seen videos of women crying and complaining, talking about they don't know what to do with their sons. They lost for words. They don't know what to do because they need their father. So when you're out here having a good time and just, outside and throwing that cooch on everybody that you can, and then you pop up pregnant with no, and not having a father in them children's lives, this is how it turns out. And if you don't want that, make better choices. Don't just say, oh, I was out here, and when you're talking about men, stop saying, oh, all these men are just deadbeat. They don't want to rise to the occasion. No, you put yourself in a position to have a baby with a person who wasn't responsible. It's your body, your choice. So you make the decision on what you do with your body. And if you go out and make a baby or babies with men who are not providers and not fathers and not trying to be with you, then why would you put yourself in that position just to complain and then and make yourself a statistic and then put your child in the worst possible position you possibly can and make it harder for yourself? It doesn't make any sense. But this is what's happening. And a lot of these women are constantly blaming somebody else as opposed to taking any accountability for themselves. And it's not looking good because at some point you have to take some accountability. It's not all on the man to be responsible for all of the decisions when he's not the only one making those decisions. Y'all are both making these decisions and you are both equally responsible. So this is, I do not understand for the life of me why it's always put on the men and the women just skate off and then continuously complain like they have no part in it, no nothing. You had nothing to do with what choices you made. You didn't make the decision for your body. Come on. So it's just interesting to see. And it's just interesting to see how a lot of women do not take any accountability. And I think it's important to do so because it helps you to make better choices. This is why you see a lot of women making the same mistakes, same willful acts, same choices over and over and over again because they're not learning from their mistakes. And they know that they can constantly blame others, basically men, and continuously get away with it. What's going on, Successful MD? That's right. Hit the like button, you guys, while watching. Thank you, Successful MD. So this is why you see sons and daughters who have strained relationships between their mothers. There are a lot of men out here who do not have good relationships with their mothers because of this very same thing. Either you went and you had these babies with random dudes and did not require marriage, didn't require relationships. You just was out having a good time getting to the D, and then you got pregnant, and then now you looking at the child and you mad at the child because that's your daily reminder of the choices that you made, and you don't like it, so you end up taking it out on the child. You know what I'm saying? Belittle the dad, make the dad seem like he was just no good. But then refuse to accept accountability that you chose a no good man to make a baby with. See, that's the part they don't get. You can sit up here all day and we see it all day. Oh, my first baby daddy, he ain't ish. Why you gave him a baby, boo? My second baby daddy, oh, he's a jailbird. Why you gave him a baby, boo? My third baby daddy, girl, oh, he's a narcissist. And you gave him a baby to reward him? See, that has everything to do with you. You know, if you keep giving children to all these deadbeats and no good men, what kind of discernment do you have as a woman, or lack thereof? Because baby, you didn't take enough time to vet these guys to see if these guys were relationship material, baby worthy, all of that. You didn't see the bottom line is you didn't care. If you're gonna be honest, you didn't care. You didn't care if he was relationship material. You didn't care if he was marriage material. You didn't care. You just was getting to the D. And that's exactly what they say. You was getting to the D and that's it. And the baby just so happened to come out of it. You didn't care about any of that. There were no requirements. There was nothing. So if you're out here as a woman giving your body to any dudes who are not worthy of it and making babies, and then calling them the bums, that just don't add up. That means if he's that, then what are you? Because y'all are in the same situation. He's out trying to sling that thing and put it in anything he can, and you out here trying to open that cooch up and give it to anything that's willing to go in it. To the point you're not even worried about protection. You're worried about none of the stuff. You don't care if he wants kids. You don't care if he wants a relationship. You don't care if he wants any of that because you didn't want it. You didn't care. He didn't care. He's no worse than you. Y'all are on the same playing field. Y'all are in the same boat. But a lot of women want to make it seem like they're so much better, and these men are just, no, baby, you just as bad as he is. Because he couldn't get you pregnant and get a baby. He couldn't get you pregnant if you didn't let him. And if you letting anybody with no morals, values, nothing, just run up in you and give you babies, then baby, you got a problem. Because you the one got to carry that baby for 9 months. You got to risk your life. You got to go through all of the strenuous part. He can just walk off and he don't have to experience in that. So wouldn't you think that you put yourself in the worst possible situation? You did it to yourself because it's not something you had to do. So why is all the push and the blame on the men? Yes, there are men out here who are running around who don't give a damn about relationships. They don't care about who they put their seed in and what kind of babies they making and walking away. But it's really up to the women to stop this, because if you don't give them that, they can't do it. They could be out here outside all day, all night if they want. But if you close your legs and you decide, hey, no, I'm not giving you no baby. I'm not giving my body to you, and you ain't got shit going on for yourself, and you just run around here trying to be a player. I'm not giving you. If women would stop it. Bottom line, I don't care what nobody say. It would stop it. Your body, your choice. It's your choice to make or decide on who you're going to give it to. If you're giving it to any random dude walking because he's fine, then that means you are the bigger problem. You are the bigger problem because that means you're reckless. You don't care who you give a baby to. You don't care who you open your legs to. So you're the problem. Jay Bird, thank you so much for the super chat. Says when you pray for it rain, you have to deal with the mud. He wasn't a bad dude when you laid down with him unprovoked. I'm trying to wait. Unprovoked it. Thank you for the super chat, Jay Bird. I see what you're saying. I appreciate you. Exactly though. Very good point. Good point. Thank you for the super chat. Ronald White says we are living in the result of this feminist experiment. These mothers are spawning their children, not raising them. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate you. Exactly. You know, but then it's the confusion for me. It's the confusion where they act as if they don't know what's going on and why. You know what's going on. You just don't want to take any accountability for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take the accountability for your actions. That's the bottom line. And I think that's why they keep doing it. But I think when it comes to men, the main thing that men could do is what they're doing right now, walking away. And I hate saying that because it's like I really think that we need more community. We need relationships, more marriages. We need community. That's what builds our community, our communities. We don't have that because everybody is operating in a selfish, independent manner. But what can you do? If you telling people, if men are saying, look, this is the type of women we want, this is what we want. All of this is really not that new. You know, 304s and promiscuous men and women have been around forever. It's like this is nothing new, but we know that that's not a good thing, and that's not what we build healthy, stable households and communities on. There's always somebody out here just slinging and busting it open and wide and slinging it around. There's always somebody. Sex work has always been around. People have always been doing that. People have always been outside doing that, but at one point it seemed to be more of a flourishing community, two-parent households where and raising productive, respectful children. Now everything is so out of whack. It seems like it's lost. Like there's no real commitment or morals and values anymore. Anything just goes. Anything goes. Whatever you decide to do is okay. Successful MD says my interest in Western women decreases daily. Right, and that's sad. Successful MD, but what else can you do? What can thank you once again for the super chat. What can you do? How could you find suitable women if women are all outside and women think it's all what they're doing is great and nobody's really telling them, girl, put your clothes on, have some respect, have some morals and values, stop going out and just it's almost a lost cause, and the best you can do is all you can do at this point is, if you have children, teach your sons, teach your daughters the right way to go, and that's it. But if you have a bunch of single women out here and women outnumber men, and they're the ones who are raising those girls, what kind of women are we going to have in the next generations, in the generations to come? Are they going to be independent boss chicks looking like 304s or what? Because if that's what they're raising, then that's what we're going to get. Just like we have the group of women and men that we have now that they're complaining about, but don't want to acknowledge the fact that their single mothers are the ones who raised them. If we got feminine men, it's because they were following their mothers. They didn't have fathers. And it's not all on the man because they weren't there. It's because these women chose wrong. And you made babies with men you knew weren't responsible. So it can't just be on the men. That's what I say. I'm like, listen, it takes two. Yes, of course. I'm not eliminating the men in the situation, but women want to be eliminated out of the situation. We can't do that. I'm not going to eliminate you. I'm not going to make you think that if you did everything right. No, you did a lot of messing up as the woman in this situation. These women know they weren't prioritizing marriage and family structure, and that's too boring for them. They want to be outside, busting it open and spreading it wide. You're not trying to go out here and get a stable, a man who know what his birth certificate at. He's too boring for y'all. So y'all want boring. You don't want boring while you outside, but then when you get older, now you want boring just to settle down with. These women think marriage is supposed to be when you old. You get 50 and 60 years old, now you want to think that's when you're supposed to get a husband is like a man you get like what? Wow, I don't know why they think that. Like, when you get married, you're supposed to be 40, 50 years old. You ready to settle down. You done rode all the CCs, ran through that body. That body is on the decline now. And now you want a husband? You want a man to come in and accept you when you on your decline? When you on your second leg of life where shit start going down? The vajayjay is not vajayjaying anymore. Is not what it used to be. Now you want a man to come and marry you? Now when he get the subpar piece of you? I'm just saying. I'm not saying. Let me be clear. I'm making myself laugh. Listen, as you get older, you get more mature. There are certain things about you as you get older that gets better. I will say that as a woman, but I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck, honey. 40 is not the new 20. Period. I'm sorry. 40 is not the new 20, honey. 20 you are better physically and everything in your 20s. I'm sorry. As women. As you started, not saying you're bad, because women like to take this the wrong way. I'm being as honest as I can. As a woman who is old, in her 40s, I am not the same as I was when I was in my 20s. Let's just keep it real. Now, there's some things about me, and I'm speaking for myself, so I'm not speaking for everybody else. There's some things that I do think are better now. I'm more wiser. There's things I'm learning, so I've matured. You know, I do think move a little differently. You know, I think a little differently. You know, I have a little bit more patience and things like that. So there are things that are happening for the better. But physically, baby, listen, I didn't have no knee pain when I was in my 20s. You know, my shin didn't hurt in my 20s. I didn't have back pain in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was much slimmer when I was in my 20s. More energy in my like everything. Like, just come on, let's keep it a buck. You know, your body changes. So to sit here and for women to be like, well, I know my purpose and I'm so much better now. Nah, no. If you're gonna keep, no, it was better in your 20s. It was overall. Okay. So we got to stop lying to ourselves and talking about the 40 is the new twin. No, black don't crack, so you can still look good, but baby, your body on the insides are still aging. Okay. You can work out and keep yourself fit and you can look good, but it's still not the same. Let's be real. So if I just want more women to be honest, you don't have to look bad and you don't have to take it as an insult. You can keep yourself together, but you're still aging. It is what it is. So when we talk about, ask this question, because I have the clip of this video, then I'm gonna play it, of these women wondering why older men want younger women. That's why, because women are at their peak when they're younger. Men usually peak as they get older. They it's just what it is. And I don't think people understand that. They like to take everything as an insult instead of listening and paying attention to it. And you can maneuver better with the truth as opposed to going off delusion or lies. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just what it is. Ronald White says, don't suggest good black men for these women. They really need a counselor that has Christian values. Don't push these sickos on us good men. Thank you for the super chat, Ronald. I appreciate you. Successful MD says, a car can't enter a locked garage. Message, exactly. Child, sure it can't. You got to open it up. You got to open it up for them to go in, right? So they need to hear that. But that's the perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Says, I got cussed out for suggesting a single mother to ask all three of her baby daddies to put money together to rent or buy a car so she wouldn't have to Uber to work. Wait, so you got cussed out for suggesting that a single mother asked all three of her baby daddies to put money together to rent or buy a car so she wouldn't have to Uber to work. Now, why? I mean, why would she cuss you out for that? Thank you for the super chat, classy perspective. Why is that? Why would you? What she can't ask them for nothing? She can't fathom. Don't she have their children, right? So you got cussed out because you made a good point or a good suggestion. You got three baby daddies and they can't help you with a car or help you get to work. What's the problem with that? Because they're baby daddies, but they're not, that's all they had was, hitting it and quitting it. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing that was in common. So you can't even ask them to help you with a ride for their children. That tells you right there, these women don't be in no damn relationships. They be in hookup situationships, one night stands, hitting it, quitting it. That's it. Nothing else. You would think that wouldn't be an issue for her to ask them. So why cut you? That don't make no sense, baby. Thank you for the super chat, classy perspective. That's crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. But that wouldn't be an issue if you got with a man who really wanted to be with you and marry you, and y'all create a family together. That wouldn't be an issue. because he wouldn't have a problem, because you probably would have a car. You could get to work because y'all doing it together. Everybody think this independent BS is where is that? No, I'm just doing it by myself. Even if you make decent money as a woman, still, what's wrong with sharing it with the person who you want to build a life with? That I don't understand that for the life of me. Everybody is just so selfish and independently wrong, struggling unto yourself. I don't understand it. More resources put together is always better. Why do these women feel the need to try to struggle and do it by themselves, even though, and they are struggling in this economy? Yes, they are struggling, and you're doing it all by yourself as opposed to working with the man. You so hard up on being right and doing it by yourself to the end, till you don't care how bad it get with you. You still gonna just try to prove the point that you can do it all by yourself, and try to prove to men that I don't need you, that y'all to this and y'all that. Why these men are moving on with their lives. They ain't got time to sit around and play games with these women. I wouldn't have time to sit around and play with them either. Sit around and play with y'all and go back and forth. No, I gotta go to work. These men going to work, figuring their lives out, doing what they need to do to take care of themselves, and not worrying about these women. And that's what they don't like, because these men aren't sitting around trying to be super simps and cater to these women and lose all their money for a woman who's just a gold digger. No, they're out here handling their business, doing what they got to do, and not worried about these damn hyena ladies or hyena chicks. You can't call them ladies because they act like men. You want to be independent, boss chick, do it all by yourself. Make sure you keep that same energy when times get hard, when things fall apart, because it does fall apart. Life itself is ebbs and flows. It goes up and down. There's good business is the same way. Look at how businesses operate. Just look at that as an example. There's times when business is great. There's times when it's bad. You gain money, you lose money. It's not just all gain. You lose money too. So just keep the same energy and be prepared when all the money is not there like it was. Be able to have enough to save for your entire life. Be willing and ready to work for the rest of your life, because you doing it all by yourself. You're going to have to work till your last day, the last breath of your body. You're going to have to work because you have no support. You have nobody. You can't depend on a big mama and aunties and all that. They got to work too, because they single mamas too, child. Shit. They all got to work. Everybody got to work. I don't know why in this economy people still talking about I don't need no man. I can do it, child. Yeah, you're not right. We see how that's working. It's not really working, but you will see it. And so my thing is, I'm just trying to get you to not have to go through all of the trouble, to start to change your mentality, to try to get something better out here, because it's gonna get rough. And you don't want, the last thing I would want to just be out here with no other resources, doing it all by myself. You see it happening. Women complaining, child, they can't go to work because they got to go get their kids when their kids are sick. You have nobody to watch your kids. You don't have no fathers in the children's lives. Children are suffering. All kinds of stuff is going on. And it's a horrible thing to see. But the young men and women, the children who are the ones who suffer from all this, these are the ones who grow up with resentment, and sometimes they repeat that cycle or they don't. It just, you never know. But I just think that we gotta do better. Every time I talk about this, I'm just like, we gotta do better. It's really not funny. It's really sad. We gotta do better. These women gotta do better. Everybody gotta do better. But I just feel like they're so delusional and so out of touch. It's like you can't get through. But I hope we can. At least we can get through to a few of them to make some changes and adjustments. And if you think you're at a point where you got too many kids and you by yourself, nobody don't want to be with you, at least get it together. Don't teach your children that same thing that you were taught. Don't teach your daughters. Don't teach try to get some mentors in your son's lives to teach them how to be a man, and teach your daughters that it's better to have a husband, at least, at least tell them, so they'll at least know to have a committed relationship as opposed to going out here busting it open for anybody and then becoming a single mother like their mom and like their mama's mom. Do something different, because that ain't it. So I do think, a lot of these women, single mothers, the bitter ones, they definitely take this out on their children. They definitely keep their sons and their daughters away from the fathers to seem like they're doing it all so they could get all the recognition and say and call him a deadbeat is what they say. But a lot of times it's not that they're deadbeats. A lot of these women just hate to see the children happy with the fathers. You see a lot of fathers pick their children up and the women are pissed about it because they mad at him and they want everybody to be mad at him. They want the kids to not like him. So this is why they talk bad about him, talk down to them about the men to their children, make the children make it seem like he was such a bad person, because you hate that they probably would have a better relationship with the father than you, because you were the toxic one. This is why they end up having good relationships with their fathers when they become adults, and then they resent the mothers because they know that the mothers were lying and they were bitter and mad and didn't like the man because he didn't want to deal with her bullshit. So you try to turn the children against them, but it backfires because they grow up and they have better relationship with their fathers and don't want to deal with you. See, that's the thing, and there are men out here telling me that it ain't the women's fault, and these women just are queens waiting for the men to do it right. No, they need work too, baby. They need a lot of work, and in many cases, a lot of these women are much worse than the men. They're more toxic than a lot of these men. You'll find that a lot of these women are way more toxic than the men. This is why they're projecting it all onto the man. I'm not saying all men are perfect. No, they got a lot of men out here that need some work, baby, because they were raised by single mothers and they have this single woman attitude as a man. That ain't good. So yeah, there are a lot of men out here who need work for sure. They are reminded every single day. But we need to remind these toxic hyena women that they need work too. We need to remind them every single day that they need work too, baby. You ain't walking around princess and queens and perfect. No, y'all got a lot of issues that y'all need to sort through. So you're not perfect. You ain't walking into this thing perfect. Y'all just want people to think that it's y'all perfect, and you got all kind of stuff that you need to work on. So no, you're not perfect. You need to do some work, some soul searching, and everything else. Jay Bird says, when black men were taken out the home, it left black women to depend on themselves and the system. Generations later, the result is headstrong woman, boastful, prideful, and can't tell them anything. Exactly. Right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jay Bird. I appreciate you. Successful MD says, a lot of married women acting single out there. Yeah, that too. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. That too. Because they look. Whew, it's a lot. I just think at the end of the day, it all boils down to poor choices and accountability. That's all. If you realize, you have a child, right? With the man you were sleeping with, you have a child. And then you look around and you realize he's not there. You realize it was never meant for him y'all never was in a relationship. Y'all never was in a committed relationship. Y'all was just, it was a situationship. So y'all were just sleeping around and you got pregnant. And then you realize that you are responsible. You have the 100% of the responsibility to take care of that child by yourself. You realize how difficult that is. I get it. We all make mistakes. So you made that first mistake, right? You realize how difficult it is. And then you tell yourself, you know what? I have my child. This was on me. I went out. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. I'm going to take accountability for this child. I'm going to raise my child the best I can and try to get other resources to help me do this. And I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to try to do the best I can and have a healthy mentality and work, talk to some people. Just get your mind right and get yourself together. See, that is what what rarely happens. They end up having that child, not really learning from that, and doing it again and again and again. But if you truly made an honest mistake because you were ill-informed and you just really felt bad about it, but you didn't want to get rid of your child and you want to raise a child, see, and your mindset has changed and you do better and you just change your whole life and just do better, that is something that's workable. But if you keep going that same route, thinking that it's okay, and then baby number one wasn't enough, you go get another one and another one, then see, that's where all is lost. It's like you're really setting yourself up to be in a position to be by yourself, because men don't want to have to be with a woman who has all of those kids by different men. So it's about learning. It's not necessarily the mistake itself, but learning from the mistake, learning from it and doing something differently will cause you to not make that same mistake again. You might make other mistakes, but you won't do that again. So that's why I say, listen, if the first time it was a mistake, the next time it's a willful act. You're doing this. You're picking the wrong types of guys. And I always talk about that type, which I got a clip I want to play for you guys where they speak on your type, which I have my 2 cents on that as well. But you making the same mistakes over and over and over and not ever learning from them is why a lot of these women are in the situations that they're in, constantly blaming the men. And we got to stop that. Paul Harrison, thank you once again for the generous super chat. I appreciate you, Paul. Thank you so much. He says, hey, DeeDee, just wanted to continue to support my favorite podcaster. I can only imagine the backlash you may receive from these hyenas. Keep being you. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate you, Paul. Thank you so much again for the super chat. Yeah, there's always going to be backlash when people don't want to hear the truth. I mean, that's just what it is. I get some. And because they, I understand they don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to hear anything that would cause you to have to make a change, anything that will cause you to, and I'm trying to get young women, because the older hyenas, they already set in their ways. They believe they're going to manifest to the end, child. They're going to be 60-year-olds with those BBLs still saying they will not settle, child. So it is what it is. I know I'm not reaching them, but at least the younger generation, the younger women who might need a different perspective, they can hear these videos and I want them to take something away from it. It's not bashing. It's just being honest about what it is and not making the same mistakes you've seen your mother make, your aunties make. And if you've seen them struggle and you've seen the things that they're going through, you don't have to make those same choices. Make better choices, So that's how I see it. Thank you once again, Paul. I appreciate you so much. So, it's just what it is. What it is what it is, but there definitely has to be some change somewhere. Something's got to give. You know what I mean? We don't have to make those choices. And I think for so long, I think a lot of people just don't even think about it. They don't even think about the choices that they're making. It's just something that they see. You seen your mother's have a baby and she raised y'all and it wasn't so bad, even though y'all didn't have a lot of things, or you don't have the same opportunities as your maybe schoolmates or who have both parents in the household. You realize you're lacking some things. I realized it when I was younger and I didn't like it, And so what you do, you change that. You change that narrative. You don't allow that. You don't allow yourself to keep, to keep that cycle going. You do something differently so that your kids can have a better opportunities and a better life. As that people always talk about, women always talk about, I want better for my kids. I want things that I didn't have. Well, part of that is starting with making sure you pick the right, you open yourself up to the right type of man. I'll say that. So that you can attract the right type of man who wants family and want the family structure, want to have kids and want to be there for his kids, not somebody who could care less. You rewarding a man with a baby who don't really want a baby is nasty work, as they would say. Why would you, it's like you giving him a baby, even though he's telling you, giving you everything to let you know that's not really what he wants. He doesn't want a family. He doesn't want a wife. He doesn't want a commitment. He don't want none of that, but you go ahead and reward him with a baby anyway, thinking that that's going to make him change his mind. Make that make sense. So this is stuff that a lot of young women or women, especially in my generation, I don't think they've heard this type, heard it from this perspective. That's why Kevin Samuels was such a drag to them. They hated that man because they had never heard a man tell them this stuff, and it pissed them off. So it'll piss you off, but you got to think about it. You know it's the truth. Deep down, you know what's being said is the truth. You just don't want to accept it, you know? So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and play this next clip for you guys.
But he's not your type.
When it comes to types, okay, because we talked about this the last time, it's a pattern when it comes to your type, patterns and characteristics, okay? These are things that you have seen or that you have explored before. You probably seen mama, auntie, friends, somebody who had a specific type, or somebody in the neighborhood and you was like, oh, that's a bad boy, that's a dope boy, that's something like that. I like that because of the thrill. In certain spaces in your life, you cannot bring that type with you. So if you see that all other characteristics and behaviors are good, why does the type even matter? You can learn to love this person in other spaces outside of what you see as far as physicalities. If you're talking about a type because maybe your type of demeanor or maybe your type looks a certain type of way, what is going to matter when you start facing conflict? The way they look? When you start going through communication barriers, the way they look? All of that's not going to matter. I can guarantee you the majority of people who have probably married or entered into healthy relationships, they weren't worried about a type. When they got to a certain space, they were worried about what it is that you can actually bring into my life. And as far as your looks and stuff, that just doesn't matter. How much money? Yeah, of course. But if we looking at types who say, oh, he a dreadhead, oh, he's 6 foot something, and everything else. Derek Jackson is 6 foot something. That was cheating on his wife the whole time.
Oh no.
And we hate to name drop here.
Oh, was I not supposed to name drop?
No, you good, you good.
I'm sorry.
Baby, listen. What do y'all think about what she had to say? You know, now I talk about it all the time. I'm like, you know, people have these preferences and it's okay to have a preference. You have a type though. Your type is, oh, he got to be 6 feet tall, or he got to have his beard connecting. He got to have a beard, or, you know, he got to have these things, all of these things that don't matter. I said it before. He got to have all of these things, or you know, you just pass up other dudes dudes who don't have that. Dudes who don't have that, you pass them up. So you're not trying to get to know the person. You don't care about their character. You don't care what type of morals they have. If he's a nice guy, if he got something going on you don't care about any of that. All you care about, oh, if he have dreads, I like him because everybody I dated with dreads, ooh, they were good and bad, right? But you're not with them though. You single. So dreadheads are good and bad. That's how you pick. This is why men say women pick wrong. Oh, every man that's 6 feet tall that I dated in the past. He was a protector. He could protect me because he's tall. But you single now. Why didn't you lock any of them down that you had? Why is it that your type? You've been having that type for a long time, right? And probably every guy that you dated was your type, but you single, boo. Shouldn't that tell you something? Every dude that was your type, you still ain't got your type. Why are you struggling getting your type to stay with you? So is it a combination of your type is not the best option? Your type, you still not with them. And on top of that, you know, you need to work on yourself too. So picking your type is leaving you single. Shouldn't you change your type or not have a type at all? Just go off of your type. If you're going to have a type, your type should be a guy who has, you know, good morals and values, and he's productive and he has something going on in his life. And he would be the best choice for family and commitment and all this stuff that you need and want later on. Instead of your type being the type that's gonna, put it on you real good for a few minutes and then that's it, and then you back by yourself. That's what your type keep getting you. Your type is hitting it and quitting it and leaving you single, still needing a man. And that's all that. Classy Perspective says a woman back in school, I wasn't her type. Years later, I dated her daughter. Child. Oh my God, I wonder what she thought about that. Ain't that something? Their type is why they're single. Partly why. Thank you for the super chat, classy perspective. I appreciate you. Your type is why you're single, boo. They don't. It's like I really wish these degrees would show up, child. I really wish the degree would show up somewhere because don't seem like these degrees are showing up in real life. Don't seem like they're using these degrees for common sense. Like somehow those degrees, all that education didn't teach you common sense. You know, my 7-year-old has more common sense than a lot of these grown women. Like they don't see it. A 7-year-old has more common sense than a lot of these grown educated women. It just doesn't make any sense. Using yourself as a drive-through for naught. Successful MD. It doesn't make sense. It's comical sometimes because you're like, damn, y'all don't get it. This is not rocket science. It's really not. It's really not. It's really not. And it's like they having the hardest time in the world just getting a decent man and y'all working together. You're looking for perfection and you're far from it. You know, there's no such thing as perfection in women or men. Just because you could slap on a BBL and a wig, honey, and 1,000 pounds of makeup don't make you the best things to this sliced bread, honey. It doesn't make you a queen and a princess and you're just so great and magical. No, boo, no. You just a broken down hot mess with a BBL and a wig. Stop. It kills me because it's like, why do y'all think what are you thinking? That you can expect men to always have to rise to the occasion. You could just sit there in your BBL and your wig and just think that you're the man's just supposed to cater and bow down to you. Child, y'all out of y'all got their mind because these men are not doing it. And they shouldn't. Y'all need to meet each other if you're even worth that. Because now men are saying, hell no, we're not even approaching. We ain't even giving the hyenas. Shout out to Crimson Cure because I love when she said the hyenas. That's where I get it from. Like, child, because they act like a pack of wild hyenas. Like, y'all are out here acting like wild hyenas, thinking a man's supposed to be perfect and bow down to you. Who's doing that? Now these men are saying, child, we ain't even gonna give y'all eye contact. We ain't gonna even waste the look. We ain't gonna let you know we looking. We ain't gonna give you no eye contact, honey. When you see you coming, hyena, we gonna look another way, go the other way. We ain't even trying to look at you. We don't care about your BBLs and that used vagina. We don't want it. It ain't for us. You're not trying to work with us. Y'all already called us dusties. Y'all already said y'all don't want us. You said we ain't got nothing to offer. Y'all already said these negative, horrible things about us. So why are we gonna even pay you any mind? If you want to, and some men are like, hey, if you gonna let me, break you off a little something, I'll do that. I'll do that, but baby, I don't want you. If you get a little hot and desperate and one of your rotation ain't there, they might break you off and keep it moving, but the intention is not to be with you because they know you ain't really about much. Successfully says children are the ones who suffer from this. Yes, they are. Thank you once again for the super chat, Successful MD. Yeah. But like that lady said in the other video, you gotta stop giving them attention. You gotta that's what they need. They need to be ignored because the longer they're being ignored and men don't give them that sexual attention, they're gonna realize it's a problem. Because see, that's the very thing that a lot of women run with is their bodies and their vaginas, because or rule with, because they really think that's what get the men. But once men get to the point fully where they're like, child, we don't care about that, we're not gonna give you the satisfaction, that's when it's really gonna change. Because when they really realize, oh, the men don't care about this box, they don't care about this, they're gonna have to start using their brain cells. They're gonna have to start using something else. Because if men start really saying, "No, we ain't trying to get with you. We don't. You can't use that. You can't use that old vagina. You can't use that on me, baby." And if a lot of men really decide we don't want that, we'll find other ways. Oh yeah, the jig is really gonna be up. Because that's as much as women. This is another thing I didn't understand, how women always talking about, oh, don't objectify my body, when you do it to yourself. You objectify yourself. You make yourself seem like that's all you're about, because that's what you're leading with. You're leading, like a lot of men lead with their wallets. A lot of women lead with their bodies and their vaginas, because that's all you believe that you bring to the table yourself. A man don't have to objectify you. You do a really good job at it yourself. And you must think to yourself that that's all you're worth, because that's what you have on display. If you wanted to lead with your intelligence and your wit, humor, your knowledge of things, your other things, qualities you have about yourself, you would lead with that, and you would see more covered up women. You don't see it, because they even know that's what all they got. Successful MD says it's proof they lead with the bodies and blame men. It's true. Thank you, Successful MD, the body, because that's all you bring to the table. And that's why when you ask the question, what do you bring to the table, they mad and pissed off. Why are you so mad? If you're not objectifying your body, and you don't think that, or you think that you have more to offer than your body, why would you get mad when you're asked, what do you bring to the table? When if you have so much more, that's your time to shine, right? That would be your time to shine, to say, hey, this is what I have going on. I'm this, I'm that. This is the time to really put your best foot forward. This is the time to really show what you're really made of. But instead, what do we get? I am the table. That's what we get. What makes you the table, ma'am? I just am. Ma'am, can you list a few qualities that make you the table? I would like to know, because I'm looking for a wife, or I'm looking for a relationship. I just want to know, what can you offer? What am I looking at? Give me some qualities about yourself that I can look forward to, ma'am. I'm the table because I got this vagina. See, and there you go. That's what you lead with. You lead with your vagina by wearing these skimpy clothes, showing your vagina print, showing everything, your assets, all your boobs, everything, ass, everything, cheeks, everything out on display. And that's why a lot of these women who consider themselves bad bees are because of what you're wearing. You a bad bee because you got on the makeup and the wigs and the skimpy clothes. Part of your big BBL is showing. All of your fake titties is out. Everything is out. Even the big girls have their stomachs out, with all the rolls and stuff just out for you to see. And that means you're a bad bee. When you can wear a bra top and some tight little bitty shorts with all your butt out, big stomachs, everything out, just everything showing, that's the bad bee outfit. And then the long nails and the glue down wigs with the big baby bangs, that means you're what Pink Book lessons say, these what she say, Magic City uniforms. Yes, that means you're a bad bee when you dress like that. It's a bad bee uniform. And when you see women wearing that uniform, they think they're a bad bee. Even big 300-pound women, stomachs big out. I've seen it. They're wearing bra tops with big stomachs sticking out, big, everything just sitting there. And that means they're a bad bee. Paul Harrison, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Says, I like what she said about the type of a man. But honestly, I've heard that same philosophy from you first. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels had to hit my sister twice. Thank you so much. So you see, let me read this again. I like what you said about the type of a man. But honestly, I've heard that same philosophy from you first. Thank you. I appreciate that. But it's just thank you once again, Paul. I appreciate you for the generous super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. But this type thing, Paul, is crazy to me. And once again, I will say, listen, there's nothing wrong with you having a preference. You can have a preference. We all have a preference, right? Because you got it. You know what type of man you want. You guys know what type of woman you want. If you're looking for a woman, you know what type of woman you want. You know what the qualities that you're looking for in a woman. You know what you want in your life. You know what you want your wife or your lifestyle to look like. You know what it is that you want. There's nothing wrong with having a preference and knowing what it is that you want. Because to me, a lot of times, I think a lot of women in particular, and men too, I mean, just people in general, have a hard time. Some people don't even know what it is that they like. They don't even know what they want. And they're just out here aimlessly looking. And then when you get, if you don't know specifically what it is that you're looking for and you get something that you really end up not liking, is because you just get what you get. And then you decide, if that's something you want or not. But if you have a real preference and you know exactly what you're looking for, you know how to go out and look for specifically that. And to me, a type should boil down to qualities that you see in a person, qualities that you want in a person, not necessarily how they look, not necessarily how, how they look based on superficial things or things that they cannot change. If you're attracted to tall men, but you meet a guy that's shorter, but he has all of the main qualities that you're looking for, all of the things that would be a benefit to you, a family, a household, your livelihood, all of that. You mean you would pass up on that man, that man who has all of the qualities that you want just because he's shorter? See, that's why I think a lot of people miss out. And that's why we've talked about this on this channel, on this panel a lot, where I asked the question, and some guys are like, she got to have this, she got to have that. But I'm like, if she has the main things, she's cooperative, she's a good woman, she treats you well, she has everything that you don't have out of the previous relationships. If she don't have a big butt, why would that be a disqualifier? Why would you disqualify her for that? She has everything else that you need and that you lacking in the woman with the big butt, but you're going to pass her up because she don't have a big butt. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. And I think this is why even women and some men will miss out, because your type is, if your type is based on things like that, you could miss out on a good woman. So the same thing I say for women looking for good men, you're looking for the wrong things that shouldn't matter. It applies to men too, who are looking for superficial things in a woman that, that wouldn't qualify her as a good woman, but you gotta have that. So what's most important? What do you really want? Do you want a good woman with a big butt, but she treats you bad? She's disrespectful. She don't really care for you. She just wants your money, but you can sleep with her and you can, have a good time with her, and you can have a beautiful woman in your face. But if she treating you bad, disrespecting you, don't give a damn about you, what's most important? What do you really want? So it boils down to, what do you really want? Do you care about looks to the point to where you'll accept a disrespectful hyena? So men got to know what they want too. Because there are a lot of men who are accepting women solely based on beauty and physicality, but she's not a good woman. She's not a nice woman. She's not feminine. She's not none of the things that a lot of men talk about, but she's cute. So this is where you find yourself. And then once again, you get in a relationship with that woman. And then when she's done with you, now you still single, saying these women ain't ish. So it goes for men too, because a lot of them would do that. You pick a woman, it's not marriage material, but you want to marry her anyway. She's a gold digger, but she looks so good, that body's so banging, you got to have her. So whatever you get, just keep the same energy with that woman, because she ain't what you really need, but you accepting her because you like how she look and she's cute. Thank you, Paul Harrison, once again for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. So yeah, the same thing goes for them too. So yeah, you gotta know what it is that you want for real. Successful MD says, You don't hear anything besides physique. Right. That's all they seem to care about, successful MD. What they look like, how tall they are, and like I said too, I ain't gonna lie. And I love you guys, but us, and maybe not y'all on here, but there are a lot of men who are very superficial too. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these men, they want women with big butts. They do. They don't like the BBLs, but you want a woman with a little something back there. I've heard men say they can't get with a lady with a flat butt. Oh no, she can't have a flat butt. She can't be this height. She got to be this height. Some men like shorter women. Some men like taller women. I mean, I get it. Like I said, I get it. But yeah, there are some men who are just as superficial as the women. Let's be honest. We got to be honest. And that is partly why some guys like that are single, because you're looking for your preference and what you like too. Women do it, men do it too. I asked this question several times just to get a response, because I know that, and I've heard a lot of the men say, I need this and I need that, but you're single. And you probably have run into a really nice woman who will be a good wife, good everything to you. Submissive, be all of that, but she just maybe not be too cute, or maybe she ain't fine enough. But so preference matters to a degree is what I'm saying. Because I do get, you got to be attracted to the person. So you got to be attracted. But my thing is, this is what I see on the Pop the Balloon show. Okay. Let me read let me say this before I forget. The Pop the Balloon show and any dating show, you get a few minutes to talk to a person, right? You initially look at them to see if there's an attraction there. And a lot of times, to me, that is such a quick thing. Like, you don't really get enough time to really see if you like certain things about the person, if they have qualities that you are attracted to. Because to me, and that's just me, maybe it's just me, and I will speak for myself, attraction is not just what you look like. And I know with men are attracted to certain types of women, or certain types of women. I get it. But to me, I think attraction should be based more on not just initial. It shouldn't be just based on, and I know if you see somebody that you attracted to, that's where you go. But I think when it comes to women, because if we really think about it, men are the ones who are supposed to see what they like and go toward it. Men are the ones who's supposed to do the picking. So I get it when a man sees an attractive woman or something that he's attracted to, he go towards it, because that's the initial thing that gets his attention. Because men are the ones really supposed to pick their wives or women or whatever. So I get that the attraction has to be something for the man to see. But my thing is this: once you reach that initial attraction, and then when you start to hear the person speak and hear how they think and things like that, that's either going to turn you on or turn you off. This is why, and I say for women are going off of that same logic. Oh, I have to be attracted to him right away. But there should be more than just what he physically looked like on the outside that attracts you to him. Other things that you would need or looking for in a relationship should be a turn on too, or a turn off. It's not solely just based on the looks. That's why I think this whole my type thing is a red flag. It's something that's going to hinder you when looking for a mate, because it shouldn't just be based on that. A lot of times people could look good on the surface, and then when you get to talking to them, they don't bring nothing. Like they don't know how to have a conversation. They don't have nothing to talk about. They have no interest, no goals. They're just really just don't have anything. It's just all physical. There's nothing else. And to me, that would be a turnoff, because yeah, you cute, but you really don't have, you don't have no sense of humor, or whatever it is that you are attracted to other than looks. These people a lot of times don't have any of it. And it's like, dang, it's like watching paint dry. You don't have you don't know how to respond. You don't have nothing that you're interested in. You don't have nothing. You just a cute face. That to me wouldn't work either. And I think most people would agree that wouldn't work. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. Classic Perspective says, I know there's big women that are good women, but I don't want my pelvis broken. Okay, well, look, in this case, Classic. Okay, I understand. I get that. I totally understand. Because, baby, listen, there's no way okay, I give you that one. We'll give you that one. Because I'm not trying to tell nobody go get no 300-400 pound person. I'm sorry. That's too much. I'm sorry, baby. You're going to have to lose all that weight. You have to get down to 100 pounds. I ain't trying to force you to do that. No, you need your pelvis. We ain't trying to do that. So that's the only exception, child. Just saying. You gotta, if you're a good woman or a good man, you gotta drop them pounds first, honey. You gotta get that. You gotta get in shape. That's the exception right there. So don't do that. Don't do that. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe. Yeah. So that's the exception right there. But y'all get the point. Thank you, Classic Perspective, for the super chat. Yeah. Too much superficial. It's 6 feet tall, and you got to be feminine, a little feminine and masculine, and it's too many things. And I think a lot of times, honestly, when it comes to a lot of these women, I think they know their time has passed. They know they missed out on the opportunities, and now they're just making shit up and just saying whatever. Successful MD says, if your attitude is ugly, so are you, child. Right. So a beautiful woman with a nasty attitude is ugly. And I've seen them. A lot of them. Lots of them. Just gorgeous women, nasty attitudes on sight. Like talk to people crazy. Just attitude, just nasty. And immediately, I don't see, even, just looking, she's pretty, but oh my God, nobody don't want to deal with you. You could be gorgeous all you want, but you just nasty attitude out the gate. Like, nah, nobody don't want to fool with you. I don't even like dealing with women. Like, I don't really like dealing with women, period, honestly. Because I know the nature of women and I've been around them and I don't have time. I said this before. I do not have, especially at my age now, I don't have time to fool with the drama and the bullshit. I don't have time for it. Baby, no. Mm-mm. I'm cool if you cool, and all of that, but I just can't deal with the bullshit. I can't deal with the back and forth and the arguing and all this other stuff that women like to do, baby. I got too much. I got too much that I got to be responsible for, and that's why I say God knew what He was doing. Gave me a family. I don't have time for the bullshit. These women be tripping, baby, and I'm gonna let you know what it is. I'm a cool, chill person, but I'm not afraid to tell you what it is either. And I'm not afraid to tell you, hey, you wrong. You know what I mean? And I'm not that sisterhood type of chick. I'm not going to be out here with you and we friends and we hanging out. And because I rather, hang out with other married people. So if I'm with somebody that's married, I said it before, and you out here trying to, spin the block with your ex while I'm with you and call them up and cheating. Baby, go ahead and do that on your own time. I don't want to be privy to this. I'm not going to get involved with this. I don't want to be a part of this because I don't believe in that. Do what you're going to do off to yourself, and we wouldn't be friends because I don't roll like that. I don't have time for that. It's too much drama with a bunch of women. I think women are cool. Like individuals are cool. And I could work with anybody. I could befriend anybody. I mean, I know how to deal with people, but it's just when it's a lot of bullshit and a lot of fakery and all this other stuff, I don't have time for that. I said this a long time ago. That's why I don't have a whole bunch of girlfriends, because it's a bunch of bullshit. And who got time for that? I don't have time for it. No, I'm trying to live a peaceful life, baby. I don't like the drama. I don't like the back and forth and all of this. And people, they get in their feelings and they start telling you some crazy shit. And I'm like, okay, well, baby, you got to go. And see, my thing is when I don't want to deal with it, baby, I will block you, cut you off with the quickness and don't really give a damn. Okay, you trying to call me with this, you ain't gonna be able to get through, honey. You can go ahead and talk to one of your other friends about all of that because I don't have time for it. It's too much. See, that's where I don't, I don't have time for it. It's too much. It's too stressful. Too stressful. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Check this out.
It's turn off in the female.
I think for me, you can be as gorgeous, you can be as cute, pretty, fine, whatever, got it all. If you disrespect me or like you don't respect me, we can't do it. I've just been in so many relationships where everything was good, you just didn't respect me. I don't like this, and you still doing it. And nowadays, disrespect is cool. Yeah, I want me to pop your. That's weak. I don't want that. Then that's extra baggage I gotta take to work. I come home after a long day, and I know you're probably gonna scream at me because I didn't do X, Y, Z. Instead of, babe, you could just talk to me. Just tell me. It ain't nothing. Just tell me. We ain't gotta scream at each other, son. Now, some arguing is healthy, and people don't like to argue, but there's a respectful way to argue with me. See, because when you argue, truth comes out. A lot of hard areas come out, but there's a way to tell me instead of, oh, you this, you that. Tapping my dark places as a man. And that's it.
That's a good answer. So how you feel?
You know what? Shout out to that brother because he's young. He looks young, and he gets it. And I think what he's saying is what most men would agree with that. You know, there's a way to communicate. There's a way to talk to a person. It doesn't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to disrespect the person. You don't have to do that. And I think a lot of these hyena women are used to toxic relationships. They're used to seeing it in their households. They're used to seeing it growing up. They're used to seeing it, just used to seeing it. And they don't know any other way. But I mean, listen, we all should have common sense. We all know right from wrong. You know when you do something that's wrong. You know it. You know when you're doing something wrong. You just won't admit to it, but you know when you're wrong. You know when you're out of pocket, but you keep doing it anyway because it's being allowed. This is why I say, look, you don't allow a person to disrespect you once. You check it. Don't let anybody, let alone a woman, come in and make her feel, let her feel comfortable disrespecting you. Because my thing is this: if she comes in and she does it and you don't say anything, then she thinks it's okay to do it. She comes in and she does something that's disrespectful and you check it right away. Oh, she knows she can't play with you. She might not like it because combative people like to be combative and they want to do it in their own way. They want to be comfortable doing it, but she'll understand, oh, I can't talk to him like that. Oh, I can't. And you'll see either she going to straighten it up or she going to get the hell on. And I think for a lot of cases, a lot of men don't want to say anything because either they like the person or they don't want to, ruffle any feathers. You don't want to do anything or say anything to cause her to leave when you really care. See, that's the thing. A lot of men want relationships and they don't want to lose the person that they may like. So they try to keep the peace or not say anything. But that's how you're not doing yourself you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not doing any justice for you. Because the thing about it is, look, that person, as much as you may like them and don't want to ruffle any feathers, that's just who they are. And if you don't correct them, they think it's okay. And they're going to continue to do it. And they're going to continue to do it and continue to do it. And when women, we'll tell you about women, when women are allowed to disrespect you and you don't check them, now they look at you as weak. Successful Remedy says, twisted people don't like peace. It's boring. Exactly. Thank you, Successful Remedy. That's true. But this is how women are. See, you give them an inch. Thank you once again, Successful Remedy, for the super chat. You give them an inch, they take a mile. So women are complicated, I would say. I think men are very simple, and women, we are the ones that are complicated, and we're confusing. So the thing about it is, when you allow that behavior and allow her to keep doing it, she's going to look at you as weak because she knows deep down that a man who has some scruples, some balls about himself, who respects himself and don't allow disrespect, he's going to check her. He's going to check her. And low key, she's looking for that. This is why women say, I need a man who's going to lead and a man who's going to put me in my place, because low key, she want that. They don't like it. But they know if they can just keep disrespecting you, keep calling you out your name, keep calling you whatever disrespectful words and just doing it, you just sit there and take it. Oh, she don't respect. She's not going to. She initially doesn't respect you, but she's testing it to see how far you will let her go. See, women like to do tests and shit. They like to do stuff like that to see how far they can get away with stuff, what they're doing. They play a lot of games. It's really games that a lot of men don't realize them because men don't do that like that. Women like playing games, so they testing you to see if what type of dude you are for real. What you gonna let slide, or you gonna put me in my place? Initially, they ain't gonna like it, but they gonna respect you after that. Once you let them know the first time, hey, look, you don't talk to me like that. This ain't that kind of party. You going to respect me, or you can kick rocks. You let them know up front. You'll see. They gonna either kick rocks. A lot of them act like they're gonna kick rocks, and then they end up right back. They just know, okay, I can't, don't play with him. You can't play with him. Okay. And they get their act together or they keep it moving. Because that's what you told them. That's what you let it be known. You're gonna respect me because they know basic respect. That's a normal, that's not like nothing out of the ordinary. You're supposed to respect people. You want respect, you're supposed to give it. So they know that that's the basic. You're supposed to respect the person. You want people to respect you, respect them. That's not asking too much. They know that. This is why when you don't correct that, you let it go. Oh, they get worse. They're gonna treat you like a sucker because they think you are, because you ain't never put them in a place. So you never let nobody just sit there and disrespect you. You're supposed to check that right away. And if they want to walk, let them walk. Because that now if you don't. What you think it's gonna be? You think she gonna just get in line one day? No, she gonna get worse and treat you crazy. You see the women, men like this and all of that. Like that should get you punched in the face. I'm just saying, I don't condone violence, but you doing somebody like this, that's fighting. That's fighting. That's for a fight. That's straight up disrespectful. And I've seen women do that a lot. Straight up hit dudes, punch them. And yeah, the dudes walk away, but it's only gonna get worse if you allow that. You gotta check that or leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that is. Like you don't know. You don't allow that. You really don't. So yeah, you gotta let a person know, where you stand and be serious about that. You cannot just play around because that's your livelihood. You deal with these types of women, then you constantly dealing with that type of disrespect. And like I said, it gets worse and worse. So either you check it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You check it. And if you just don't like how that person coming, leave them the hell alone. Keep it moving. Because if they don't want to change, if they don't want to, they keep trying to do it, leave them alone. It's going to be an issue. Now that was a dish. They have so many of these kind of like pop balloon shows. I want to pull this one up just to show this. I thought this was interesting. Let's check it out. Roll the clip, as somebody told me before. Here we go.
Key, you are the last one standing with this balloon. So I want to know why you still holding on.
I am. Well, so far, I feel like his energy has been good. He's been respectful. He's not too egotistical, not too full of himself. He's handsome. He's tall. I feel like I see the effort in what he put in with his outfit today.
It sounds like he got all the compliments for you.
So apparently with this Pop the Balloon show, none of the other women, none of the black women picked this guy, but this white girl saw something in him. She saw the good qualities in him. While I didn't see the full show, looking at him, I'm not surprised why a lot of the black women didn't pick him. They probably didn't like his outfit. They didn't probably like his hair. They didn't see anything redeeming about him. So this woman saw qualities in him that the other ones could care less about seeing. Because they looked at the physical and they said, hell to the no. He look a hot mess. We not even going there. Probably was laughing at the man. They didn't see anything. This lady says he was respectful. She pointed out good qualities about him that were not based on his physical outer shell. Back to what I was talking about. Everybody, listen. Do y'all see how we see these Black Wives Challenge? How these women have, they married a non-black man, and how they leveled him up and changed the way he dressed, because that's basically what it's showing. It showed how when she met him, he looked like that guy, just a t-shirt and just some jeans, nothing spectacular at all. A lot of them look just plain, right? But it showed you how these Black women were willing to work with the man. See, when it comes to Black men, they're so superficial. You got to look like this. You got to have this. You got to do this. You got to have all this going on. But when it comes to a non-Black man, he comes in plain, just like some of the Black guys. Plain is all outdoors. But it showed you in that challenge is that these women were willing to work with him. They were willing to show him how to swag it up, how to dress, because that's what it boils down to. They changed him from his plain old look to showing him how to coordinate. They had outfits alike. They were dressing. He had more swag, how to stand, how to wear his clothes, what clothes to wear. So these women, that was the Black wife, what they call it. Forget what they call it, but basically you taking him from plain and drab to what you want to see. And my thing is this, it's you see the difference. They're willing to do it for a non-Black man. Those men look a mess, or just plain, I would say. But you showed them how to dress, gave them tips and pointers, work with them and all of that. But when it comes to your own men, they got to come to the table already established, looking GQ with the swag, all that. Why are you not willing to do the same for your own Black men? Why is that? Why you can't level their wardrobe up? Why are you dismissing them based on the outfit when you know that's something you can change, right? If he has all the qualities, but he don't know how to dress, can't y'all work on that just like you work on it for the other men? It shows you exactly what's going on. They're not willing to work with their own men, but they're willing to work with other men. It don't matter what he look like. Oh, because he got a different skin tone. So he can be plain, don't know how to dress. That's okay. We can get you together. But with a Black man, oh, I don't like his outfit. I don't like his shoes. I don't like his hair. Girl, all that could change. You could change your hairstyle. You can get a haircut. You could change that outfit. You help him, give him a few pointers. He may not know. But they're not good enough for y'all to do that with. That's crazy. Successful MD says, I didn't major in veterinary science or medicine. I'm not trying to rebuild or train a hyena that belongs to the Chicago Zoo, Brookfield Zoo, or Audubon. Successful MD, now you wrong for that. You're wrong for that. What? Thank you for the you wrong for that. But I get the point. I get the point. Oh my God. Lord have mercy, Lord. But I get it. I see what you're saying. But you see what I'm saying? Thank you once again, Successful MD. The simple things, right? What you wearing, the type of shoes. They pointed out, oh, his shoes, I don't like his shoes. That outfit, why did you wear that? That don't go together, baby. You could change that. In the meantime, though, there are things that these women, the hyenas, can change, but they don't want to, like your weight. See, he might not be able to change his height, or and all that kind of stuff, his skin color, but his clothes and shoes, he can change that easily. That could be an easy fix. But you, on the other hand, are 300 pounds, 290, hitting 300. You can change that too, but don't want to. See, it's just a mess. That's all I'll say. Classic Perspective says a lot of these Black women in these, what IR stands for, I don't know. Relationships are paying most of the time. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Interracial. Okay, interracial. I got you. A lot of the black women in these interracial relationships are paying most of the time. Well, we saw examples of that. Ain't no lies detected, classy. Thank you for the super chat, classy. But you know lies detected. We're seeing that. You are absolutely right. We are seeing that on full display where they're making it seem like, oh, the grass is so much greener on the other side. And I got me, a good man and all of this, a provider, because that's, you think, oh, black men are just at the bottom and they the only ones not providing, not doing this, and go over there and then turn around like you paying for everything, child. Stop. But we've seen that on full display. Thank you once again for the super chat, classic perspective. So yeah, it's like you're willing to go over, and then when you realize, oh damn, I'm getting about the same. I ain't really getting nothing much different. But you don't be honest about it. You try to hide it and cover up because you don't want to be wrong. Women hate to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be accountable. You can at least help somebody else to say, you know what, I had to learn from. See, that's my thing. It's about learning from your mistakes. I understand people make mistakes, people make poor choices, but learn from them. If you make a mistake, stop being prideful and acting like you can't acknowledge where you messed up at and give, because that can help somebody else. Listen, common sense would tell you it's not about a skin color. It's about who the person is. You can go to any race of person, and if they're a jacked up person, they're a jacked up person. Why once again, these educations, these degrees are not degreeing. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. That's common sense that you should know as an educated person. That don't make sense. It just doesn't. The grass still got to get mowed no matter the size. Exactly. And then I just saw a video of a woman saying, oh, it's not, some about it's not the grass, it's green on this. You gotta water the grass no matter what side you're on, or something like that. But it's true. You gotta still put in the work and the effort. It doesn't matter what skin color a person has. It's about their values and what they stand for and what they believe in and who they are as a person, their character and all of that stuff that plays into what type of person you end up being. Like whether you are, your values are, what you value, what you want in life. If you want to share your life with somebody, like, come on, what clothes you wear, the color of your skin, how tall or short you are, none of that matters. None of those should be factors that play into what you look for in a stable mate. None of that has anything to do with whether you're going to have a cheater or a committed person, a family-oriented person, marriage material. None of that superficial stuff plays into that. It has nothing to do with it. Because you can build upon that. As we see these women, black women who have non-black men build their men up in that way. Because you can do that. You can change clothes. Come on now, like that's so. It's just dumb. It really is. It really is. Clothes should not be determining factors of how you pick a man and how tall they are. All that stuff is just ridiculous. Let's move on to the next clip. Here we go.
Stop. I think I'm pretty cute, but nobody ever hits on me. And I go out. I go to places by myself. I'm not expecting anybody to pay my bills or pay for my dinner, but nobody ever hits on me. Look, I'm alright. Why? And don't be like, oh, don't say I'm intimidating. It's because they're intimidated, right? So no. So there just aren't any confident men. And when men do come up, I do say, hey, I know how hard it is for you guys to approach women, so I appreciate it. I don't know. What do you think? What do I do?
Well, thank the hyenas. Thank the women who are out here saying they don't need a man. Thank the women who are out here saying they don't need a man. Men are all dusties and they're bottom of the barrel. Thank those women, because that's why men aren't approaching. And maybe the men that are in your circle just are not attracted to you. Maybe it's that. She don't seem like a bad looking woman. Just by looking at her, I mean, she's not bad looking. Maybe she's not in the area where, she's not running into the men that might be attracted to her. Maybe they're just not genuinely not attracted. Maybe they just don't want to buy her. Maybe they just like a lot of these men are saying, they don't care to do it now. They're focusing on themselves. Maybe that's what it is. And like I said in my previous video, like I think women should start approaching men. You find a man that you're attracted to, you approach him. At least maybe he'll feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that you approached him, that you actually might be interested, as opposed to him approaching you just to get rejected. Successful MD says your lives are 99.999% accurate. Been there. Thank you once again, Successful MD, for the super chat. David M, he says, but a man should care about his appearance and hygiene. I think everybody should care about their appearance and hygiene. You don't just walk out in the streets looking any kind of way. You still need to, you got to present yourself properly, and you got to clean yourself. I mean, you got to make sure you got to clean. I mean, you don't just walk around stink. You got to clean yourself. You got to present yourself, look presentable. So everybody should do that. What's going on, Michael Hardy? How are you? But I think maybe she's just not running into men who are attracted to her. That could be it. Or men are just don't care, And I've never seen so many women complaining about men not approaching. Every other video I see is a woman talking about men just don't approach. They're not approaching. I don't know what to do. Well, just go back and rewind and go back to all the videos that all the women were agreeing with. We didn't hear a bunch of women coming out and all the women were defending that rhetoric. All the women were on that side. I didn't hear a bunch of women coming out and saying, striking that down and speaking against it. They were right along with it. They were in the comments, okay in it. Girl, I know that's right. Y'all were all in agreement. I didn't hear women coming out condemning that type of rhetoric, saying that is not representative of all of us. I didn't hear a lot of women coming out and speaking against it. They were right in the comments saying, girl, I know that's right. Yeah, the okay corral. Y'all all agreed with that. Y'all all went along with it. So even if you were not making the video saying the men and the thusses, you were right there in the comments, agreeing with it, liking it, hearting it up. So you're just as responsible for and agree with that message, just as responsible as the ones who were posting the video. So now men are not approaching anybody for the most part. For the most part, women are coming out saying men don't even, like I said, no eye contact, not even approaching you. They're done. They're still talking about getting their passports and going to look elsewhere. So they're basically saying they're done with women in the West. They don't want to deal with y'all because some way, shape, or form, there's an attitude waiting to come out. They don't trust it. And that's unfortunate, but it's just what it is. It's the reality of it. And women act oblivious as if they don't know. But just go back and look at all the videos of them making videos telling you how to use these men and how they ain't work this and that. Now you think they're just supposed to sit around and accept you and be like, oh, yes, let's, be inclined to trust Black women and be with them. So they're apprehensive. And a lot of them just straight checked out. They're just straight checked out. So I think the best thing that any single woman who's a decent woman can do is approach the men. And now y'all gonna have to prove yourself to these men, because these men aren't really doing it. You're gonna have to prove yourself to him. You're gonna have to show that you are interested, show some interest, talk to him. You're going to have to do the very same thing that you never really wanted to do. Now you're going to do it even more if you want to get a man. So you're going to have to approach him. You're going to have to call him, text him, show him you're interested. Hell, probably got to set up the dates too. Y'all thought calling the men sassy was going to make them do anything differently. That's just pushing them further and further away. So now you're going to have to make the dates. Y'all might have to start setting up the dates and and setting, taking them out on a date and show them how interested you are, baby. The tables are gonna turn. Watch. If you really trying to be with somebody, baby, and a lot of these women would rather just be single with their 3 cats and children before they do that. But if you really want to be, if you really like somebody and you really trying to get to know them, you gonna have to start setting up the dates and doing all that. They really gonna be sassy now, child. If you think them having a input and saying what they want and having a preference, you think that's sassy? Wait till they really become sassy. Well, you gonna have to put in that work. These men are tired. Men are tired of spending all their money on these dates for just combative, masculine, independent women who say they don't need you. So the best way y'all gonna have to start setting the dates up, taking the men out, paying for the dates, showing them that you really care, that you really want this, because otherwise they don't trust you. Where would you like to go, sir? Right. What you want? Because baby, something gotta give, or y'all gonna just, like I said, y'all gonna become lesbian, and y'all gonna live in a house, them houses that y'all buying. Y'all gonna have to combine households and pay that damn high mortgage. Y'all gonna have to get it together, live together, make it work, make it do what it do. If you just can't deal with that, you either gonna do that or you gonna have to start showing you interested. Because these men don't trust you. They think y'all are chameleons and everything. Now because you need help paying these bills, you just want to act like you nice and act like you really like them. You don't. So no, you want to spend some coins. If y'all get into the bag like that and you got coins, baby, it ain't gonna hurt you to pay for a few meals. That's what y'all expect from the men. Since y'all told them they dusted, y'all don't need them, and they walking away as they should. Now, if you want them back, then baby, you got to put in that work. You got to put in that work, and you got to start showing them that you really care, you really about business, or you going to have to get the cat ladies and y'all going to have to get together and pay them mortgage together, split them bills. You ain't want to go 50-50 with the man, but you're going to go 50-50 with somebody. You going to go 50-50 with another lady and the cats, honey, and all the kids together. You going to do something. You're going to have to do something. You don't want to deal with a man. You're going to have to deal with somebody. Because these prices ain't getting no cheaper. Things are getting less expensive. They're getting more expensive. So you're going to have to shack. You're going to have to shack up with somebody. You're going to have to be roommates with somebody. Y'all complain about, a man going 50-50 is a roommate, baby. You're going to need a roommate. If these mortgage and rent prices constantly keep going up and cost of food and the cost of living keep going up, child, you're going to find out it ain't so bad to go 50-50 or get a roommate. You wouldn't care at that point. You just going to need the help. And if all the men are saying the hell with you, we've been saving our money. We've been investing our money. We ain't spend all our money on weaves and all this shit that these people getting y'all to spend on. We ain't go out and buy. Look at all these women out here talking about how they're tired of being homeowners. They're tired of being a homeowner because now you realize owning a home is a major responsibility. See, you thought you could do it by yourself. See, this is the part where I say a lot of these educated women, all these educated women aren't that educated.
I'm a PhD.
All these educated women,
I'm a PhD,
don't seem so educated. And so you get out here and you think that because you can do something, you should. Once again, not thinking of the overall picture. Owning a home, yes, you can get the home because they make it so you can get it, right? But maintaining it is a whole nother ball game, baby. They don't realize that. Just like getting a man or getting in a relationship. You can get a man or you can get a woman, but you got to maintain that relationship, or it's going to end up, you ain't going to have one. So same thing like that, getting a home, they allow you to get it. And then when they get you into these predatory loans, and then next thing you know, that mortgage go up because whatever kind of deal you signed wasn't a good one. And now your mortgage going up, you can't afford it. Then on top of that, you got other expenses. You didn't take into account other things, that need to be fixed and other maintenance issues and all of that and all the stuff that comes with maintaining a home. They're complaining about it now. They're sitting outside. You didn't think about pipes leaking or breaking or, plumbing and ACs and all this stuff going out. You have to maintenance that stuff. You got to pay for that. You got no maintenance person coming and pay. You got to go pay for that, honey. You got to pay for repairs. You got to pay for the upkeep of the house. Things do break. Yes, they do. And you got to pay for it. So you sitting in there by yourself with your kids thinking that you big and mighty because you got a house, and then that house is falling apart, and the next thing you know, you're talking about moving. And now you don't want to be a homeowner because it's too much of a responsibility that you can't handle all alone. See, they're not thinking about the overall picture. You're thinking about certain aspects and, oh, I got some money and I can do it all by myself. Right. Okay. Keep that same energy. Big Man TV, thank you for the sister chat. Says, sister, it's going to be hard for authentic men and authentic women in the U.S. Thank you for the super chat, Big Man TV. Successful MD says, DeeDee, I prove to you why I cook for myself. Right. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Right. And yeah, that your food looks amazing. I have to tell you. Yes. And look, like I said, there are a lot of men who know how to cook, but I will say, Successful, you got it going on. The food look amazing, child. I mean, and I don't think most women could cook like that. I'm just saying. I don't think most women could cook like that. So yeah, you got that in the bag, child. Because I don't think I've seen too many women who could prepare food like that. Just saying. I'm just saying. Now I'm talking not these modern women. I'm talking like old school grandmas and stuff. Oh, they cook, they burn. But these new women, you ain't gonna see stuff like that. I'm just saying. You ain't gonna see stuff like that. What I was saying. What I was about to say. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, they're gonna have to share and go 50-50 with somebody, baby. Watch. They're already complaining. Talking about they got leaks and holes in their yards and things and like that. They don't know how to they don't know you don't know how to maintain anything. Getting it is one thing, keeping it is another. Maintaining, working, and you can't do it all by yourself. Once you pay for the house, the mortgage, the utilities, the food, the bills, maintenance, they complaining. Talking about owning a house was the worst thing I could have ever done. And now they're trying to sell their houses because it's getting too expensive. And they're trying to go to renting, which that's even probably more expensive at this point. So now they're gonna be stuck in a rock and a hard place. You can't maintain the home, and then rent is gonna be too high. But at least they won't have the maintenance part of it. So now they're trying to do that. See, now you hear women talking about, they're talking about this what they call it, self-maintenance, like your nails and your pedicures, manicures, your brows, and women have this self-maintenance thing where you maintain all of the things you do to your body, waxings, all this stuff. Now they're talking about, oh, that's for the birds. Now they're talking about self-care is for the birds. Because know why? It's getting too expensive. There are women who spend at least $1,000 for self-care, like for, just all the maintenance that they do. They go get like a lot of different self-care things that they do. That stuff adds up, and they do this on a monthly basis. So now they're saying, oh, I'm done with it. I'm over it. I can do this myself. You could have been doing it yourself, but you're so high, you make all this money and mighty, now you think you're so great because you can go do these things. You think you're the best thing since sliced bread. Now they're saying, oh, I don't need any of that. I'm over it. No, you can't afford it. Tell the truth. Now all this stuff you're stopping. Now all that's for the birds. All the house is bullshit. You don't want a house, not because you can't maintain it. Just be honest. You can't afford it. The shit is hitting the fan and you can't afford it. Just say that. But you're too prideful to say it because then you're going to look like you messed up. See? But you're going to keep on going, going with the narrative that, oh, we're doing it all by ourselves and we're so great and we're so happy and we got it made in the shade, and you really don't. But all because you don't want to work with the man, you rather struggle by yourself. So if that's what you want, do you. Let's move on. Got a couple of more this. I want to play this for you guys. I got a couple of more. What did it call? Clips. I lost my train of thought. So here we go. Listen to this.
It's clear. If I gotta pay for everything, I am cheating on you. You mean to tell me if we both go to work and I take care of all the bills, I take care of all the outings, I take care of all the trips, and all you have to do is save and pay for your lifestyle, whatever you want to do. You mean to tell me I can't have no hoes? See, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. See, ladies, usually I be on your side, but now y'all pushing it now. Y'all can't have that now. I pay for everything. You a whole little nurse. You get to keep all of your money. You think you gonna go through my phone? What is this? What happened to the girls that was screaming soft life, man? What happened to the girls that be the real providers right here? You could have a cotton ball life if you let me cheat. Cause I'm cheating on you. If I gotta pay for everything, oh baby, I'm cheating on you. I'm cheating. I can see if we both contributing. I'm the pitcher, you first base. Okay, cool. We on the same team. I can't play. I need you. You need me. But if I'm paying for everything, I'm cheating, bitch.
I didn't know he said that at the end. Oh Lord. What do y'all think? What y'all think about that? I mean, Lord, have mercy. So what y'all think? Listen, Fourth Dimension says winter is now. Winter is now, child.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Oh my God. David says, I wouldn't call it cheating. I call it exercising my options, child. This the world feminists created, child. Garudo Legends. LOL, you haven't listened to their ish, bro. For real though, money ain't worth it. Ain't worth what it was 20 years ago. That's a fact. That's a fact. Baby, child, listen. You know, that's how a lot of men feel. Because it really don't make it. Y'all please go hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Y'all got to get the likes up. We almost done with this live. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please hit the like button. But what I was about to say, yeah, that's how a lot of men feel. They're like, listen, this doesn't, and it's insanity to me too, how if both of y'all are working, women are getting to the bag, you can make the money, you can do all these things, but you don't want to, you still want a man to pay all the bills. That don't make no sense. You're not that was reserved for housewives, women who did not work outside the home, women who worked in the home, who maintained the household, took care of the kids while the men were at work, and the man was the sole financial provider. That's what that's for. That is not for women who are able to work. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is so stupid. You are able to work. You can make decent money. Y'all put y'all finances together, and y'all can, live good. Why should a man have to pay all the bills if you work too? Make that make sense. But then if you say, okay, if a man says, well, I'll work, I'll pay all the bills, but and you just stay at home. You don't have to work. You could stay at home and maintain. They don't want to do that because even though they talk about this soft girl life meaning they don't want to do shit. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to take care of the house and the kids. You still want to be outside taking trips, just not working. You don't want to work in no capacity. You don't want to be at home raising the kids and cleaning and cooking and all that because that's work too. So they don't want to do no work. You just want to go on girl strips and live this kept life. You want to live like you don't have no responsibilities or a care in the world. Successful MD says, when you mention hit the like, viewers leave. That's crazy. Well, look, whoever's left, hit the like button. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you for the super chat, successful MD. But I mean, they want a kept life. You want a life where you don't have any responsibilities, no cooking, no cleaning, no even taking care of the children every day, all day. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go to work and have to contribute. So what do you want to do? Just nothing? But then the man, y'all don't think that that's not an easy task for men to go out and have to work and take care of 100% of the bills and be responsible for everything that you do too, pay all the bills, pay for your lifestyle while you work, and you just spend your money on whatever you want. And that's probably, you don't want to spend it on nothing still. If you can get him to pay for the trips too, pay for everything while you work and build your money up. You building for yourself. And he paying for you, the kids, the household, the trips, so all of that. That's a horrible deal. Any man that signs up for that is a goddamn lunatic. Just saying. You gotta go out here and unless you're rich. I'm not talking about no rich person. I'm talking about average people out here working. If you rich and you want to do that, that's your business. You can afford, because you paying for your house and all that, and you paying for everything. Well, you got it like that. But I'm talking about, that's not the majority. I'm talking about everyday average people. You need two incomes. You need everybody to work. But you sitting there and you work and you saying you don't want to pay for nothing is insane. Oh, that's okay, Lorenzo. That is nuts. Any man sign up for that is insane. And any woman who expects that from a man is psycho. That is crazy as hell. So, but that's what they want. You want this easy, soft girl kept life, because that's what that is. You don't want to do nothing. You barely want to do anything with the kids. You don't want to cook and clean. So that means y'all, who gonna be doing the cooking and the clean? Who's gonna be? You want a maid? You want a chef? How do you gonna cook? What you want? You want to eat out? You want to go to restaurants every night? You want to go on your girls trips every other weekend? You want him to pay for it? You want to keep your upkeep and your lifestyle? You want your hair did, nails did, toes did, face did, hair did, outfits every time you look, all this shit. You want constantly, you want him to pay for it and take care of all the bills and all you. So you want him to work like a dog to pay for this lifestyle while you work and you keep your money. That is crazy. What this man's supposed to do? Work till he die, work himself to the bone. He can't enjoy nothing because you don't give him nothing, and you probably have kids too. So you want to take care of your kids too, and you don't really want to give him no loving. You give him a little bit here and there because you're trying to run the streets at these girls trips and these sneaky links at the girls trips. How about that? He not even invited. He can't go on this girls trips, right? So y'all can be doing all kind of menage a trois and all this at the girls trips and just doing whatever you want and come back to him like he ought to feel stupid. Child, no way in the world. No way. That's what they want. That's what they want. That's what they want. They can get you to do that. They made in the shade. They can still work. They don't got to respond. You gonna have to go to work, come home, cook the meals, clean the house. The kids gonna be where? Somewhere else till you get off work. I don't know, till y'all both get off work and then come home at night. She might deal with the kids at night. Y'all, feed them, put them to sleep barely. And then both of y'all go to work. You pay her everything. I mean, that's just stupid. I just don't understand that. Baby, yeah, right. This is the world we live in, and it's just ridiculous. Yep. And who said it? Marquette. Plus still a sexless relationship. Crazy, right? Wasting money as the economy is crashing is nasty work. That's what that is. That's nasty work. A fool and his money are soon parted. Exactly. Darrell. It's just a hot mess, but if a woman could find a man to do that, she's straight. She's gonna be made in the shade. She's gonna keep doing that, baby, living her best life, child, while you struggle. No help whatsoever. That's not a helpmate. That's not a mate. That's just somebody who's coming in trying to destroy your life. That's the destroyer. That's not a helpmate. You need a helpmate, not somebody coming in and try to take everything away and with a selfish mentality. That's just nasty work, and that's just horrible. And nobody should settle for that. So I get what this man's saying too. Look, if I got to pay for everything, then I'm cheating. I'm going to get something out of it. You want me to pay for everything, baby? Don't expect me to be faithful because this is what I get out of it. You don't want to, you work and you don't want to pay nothing. Well, I'm not going to be faithful to you. It's not even worth it being in a relationship with a person who thinks like that, in my opinion. You know, you need to have somebody who's wants, y'all got to be a team, not just this person selfish doing everything the way they want it. And you got to be expected to come to the table with everything and 10 bags of chips, and while she just could go over and just do whatever, hell to the no. That's why these relationships don't work. So on that note, you guys, I'm going to end it there. We at the 2-hour mark. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Thanks to everybody who gave super chat, cash app, for everybody who liked the stream. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, y'all. Also share the stream if you can. Make sure you are watching the videos that are already posted on the channel. Make sure you like and share them as well. Leave a comment as well, you guys, and continue to support the channel by hitting the notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. So this Friday, I will not be going live this Friday. I'll catch you guys probably on either Thursday. Not Thursday. Probably Saturday. I'll probably do a couple more lives for y'all, but Saturday I'll probably be on here. Friday, no live this Friday, but I will be back on Saturday. All right. So Saturday, same time. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live. So Saturday I will be back. What else I want to say? I think that's it. Just continue to support the channel. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have already given. You have no idea how much I appreciate y'all. So thank y'all so much for the support. And yeah, just continue to rock with your girl. I'll continue to try to, post this hyena content. Y'all seem to like it. So I'm going to try to keep spreading the words, keep trying to push the message that all Black men aren't bad and they're the problem, that a lot of these women are the problem and they need to be accountable for their actions and stop being unrealistic if you really want love and if you really want healthy, stable relationships and marriages. It's still possible, but a lot has to change. And the change is not all on the men. The women have to be open and accountable to realizing their own faults and mistakes and make some changes as well. That's it. It's not a bad thing, but it's just something that has to be done. And so that's where I stand with that. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate you guys. Y'all stay safe out here in these streets. And I will catch you guys on this Saturday, 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you guys are here. And I will see you later. Mwah. Bye.